A rainy day on Sanibel, and so today I was thinking about doing a video on the some of the exterior of Sanibel, and so when between these rainstorms we'll put a little tour together. Most of the information on there will probably be old hat for sailors out there, but you know, a lot of friends and family will find it interesting, I hope. This is a little rain collection. This is our sunshade, and I'm going to make it into like a, when it's raining, make it into a rain collection. So instead of going over the boom, it'll go under the boom, and I'll have I've got a winch handle there right now, but it'll have a like a little connection there where it can drain. I can hook a hose up. Oh, there's a pelican. Watching you dive after the fish. I don't know how they can see the fish in the water, but they can. So then it'll come down, and right now it's just draining through the, like filtering through. And I gotta go into this bucket. I'm not even using it, but I just want to see how much collects. And that was like 2 minutes. It's crazy. So if it rains, we can make a lot of fresh water. So, yep, I'll make a video here in a short while, and if it stops raining. Maybe another pelican will come along. Each pelican has his own little bird, like his own little scavenger hanging out, waiting for scraps. Alright, well, after all day rain yesterday, finally got a break this morning, and nice calm weather to shoot our exterior Sanibel tour video. So, and calm seas. No rain. Probably collected, well, I didn't collect, but the dinghy collected at least 20 gallons of fresh water yesterday. So I think my water collection system is going to work once I get it put together. Anyway, here's the cockpit of Sanibel, and here's the helm. Here's the forward companionway, which leads to the front cabin, galley, saloon, V-berth, forward head, and then the aft companionway that we use on occasion just goes to the aft berth. So on the helm we've got compass, and then our GPS, which I'll do a little tour sometime in the future, and then the wheel, of course, a rope to mark the center of the rudder. This is a pulley that's going to be used for the wind vane. self-steering wind vane. So when we're under sail, the wind vane will actually steer the boat in relation to the wind, so the sails don't have to be trimmed. And what else we have in here? We have our Raytheon autopilot. This is the newer head. The old head was over here. This is the new head that has been kind of blended in with the old motor, because the old motor had all the linkages to the rudder, and really was relatively simple. So merged the two, and I tested it a little bit already. It worked really good, so I'm happy with that. There's a winch for the halyards and that go to the mast, and our nice Dodger, very nice when we're at anchor and sailing and winds coming from the forward. It's blocks all that. And let's see here, we've got this. This is the main sheet winch. Main sheet. It's a line that goes through this block system. That goes to the boom. So that's what controls once all this sail is out. You've got all this power between these two blocks, and you can basically run the mainsail with this little winch. Here is our man stove, aka grill, and well, let me get into that thing here. Let's see, look at that magma. Come on, come on. All right, so that's it. You can see it's already cranking out some snacks, and then I plumbed it in with the main system. So here, under this cushion, goes into our main system. So all we have to do is just we don't have to change any bottles, so that's nice. And what's inside this one? It goes down into the engine room. And there's a manual bilge pump. So here you can open this up and put a piece in there and pump the bilge out if you need to pump water off the boat and steer the boat at the same time. Okay, what else we've got? These vents. There's, I guess, 3 of them. They go down to, this one's the aft head, and then you've got up here we've got another one for the forward head, one in here for over there for the galley. But well, the way they work is basically there's a little wall that comes up here and over here, and then the vent is inside, it goes down. But if there's any water, actually, how does that work? Let's look in there. Oh, okay. So there's a tube that comes up for the vents on each side, and so if any water comes in here, spray and whatnot, it doesn't go inside because the vents are extended up, so it keeps things dry. Here's our shower. We've got a shower on board, but the hot water is charged up. The hot water is heated through the wind generator, excess power from the wind generator. So we've been using solar showers, which is kind of nice. Hose goes right into the port that's in the aft head, which has our shower. So Let's see here. Here's another control line. This line leads forward to the furler, and I'll show you that when we get up to the bow. But basically that just rolls out the head sail, the Genoa or the jib. Here's our welcome mat. Welcome to the Sanibel. Thank you, Vicky, for our wedding gift. One of our wedding gifts from Vicky. She also gave us this cool, old school monocular telescope, or I don't know what it's called. Anyway, so here's our solar, and we've got two of these. These are 140 watt Kyocera solar panels, and they put out a lot of power during the day. They put out probably like midday, 10 plus volts, or sorry, 10 plus amps. But in the mornings and in the afternoons, later afternoons, then they'll put out less. But probably 80 or 90 amp hours, per day, pretty regular. Today is not going to be that much, but the wind will pick up later, and we'll get the wind generator going. So between that and the wind generator, up there, got it tied off right now because it's a little loud when we're trying to sleep, and we don't use any power at night except for the anchor light. So let's see what else we've got. Jerry cans. We've got the one jerry can I use for the outboard, 2-cycle, and then the other 3 we're going to use for diesel, which they're supposed to be yellow. I know, being bad. This is our life raft. Hopefully the wind noise isn't getting too bad. This is our life raft. So untie the rope. Got to figure out a way to unstrap it quickly, but basically remove the rope, the cover comes off, throw it overboard, 6-man life raft, ready to go. Oh, and on that note, let me show you this this right here. This is EPIRB. EPIRB is, I'm not sure what all that stands for, emergency position, and I'm not even going to try, but it's a beacon, and you open that up, flip the switch, and it puts out a signal to a satellite wherever you're at in the world, and also gives them your GPS signal, your position. And so if it's U.S. Coast Guard, or if you're near U.S. waters, or Australia, New Zealand, cargo ships, cruise ships, anybody is going to come for assistance with that. So I think that the most important safety equipment, modern day offshore sailing, but because it's very quick response on those. That's what I've seen typically. And all right, what else we got here? So here's the main boom, and here's the mizzen boom, and this has obviously the mizzen sail on it, and that's controlled by, well, I've got it hooked up to our outboard right now. That's what I use to load the outboard motor, but so I've got it up at a weird angle, so it's a little bit closer to the stern rail to pick the engine up. But so you can see there's a series of blocks similar to the main, and those go down the boom to this point, and then they'll go down across the cabin top to here, and that's where back to the cockpit, so you don't have to get out of the cockpit to adjust the mizzen sheet. And our little outboard, which really isn't so little because it really gets us moving fast. Yeah, basically I just pull the mizzen sheet and it lifts it right up. I bring the dinghy forward and drop it right down on there, so it's not too bad. So here, this is the self-steering wind vane, and then this piece right here goes down in the water, and then there's a airfoil that comes up on here, and basically the wind will blow that one way or the other, and this steers the boat, pulls these lines right here. They go to that wheel that I was telling you about, and I'll probably do a video on this once we get it going, and you can see all the mechanics of it, but it's pretty neat. And here's the Sanibel's life ring, and then another one right here, life sling. So life sling, you just pull this out of here and throw it. It's already got a line attached to it, and this what we got back here? This guy, this port is the emergency tiller. So what that does is you open that up, and then we have a bar that goes down, goes through the space in the aft berth, and connects to the rudder. So if you lose all your steering, you can still put this bar on there, and it's got another piece that sticks out here, and you can still steer the boat. Yeah, couldn't figure out what that was for the longest time when I first started digging around in the boat, but luckily I didn't throw it out, because that's what it is, emergency tiller. This is the end of the ham antenna. Ham antenna is right here, and that goes all the way up to the masthead. Don't quite have that hooked up completely, but that's what that is. Anything else back here? I don't think so. Let's go forward. Hopefully that wind isn't too bad. God. And let's see here. There's our boarding ladder. I think I'm going to mount that there. Nice out of the way spot, easy to get to. Forward hatch. And up here we've got, okay, this is a whisker pole, and this actually extends to twice its length. Whoa. And what it does is it'll connect to the right here, depending on what tack you're on. It'll connect here and then to the end of the head sail. So which should be right there. Basically it just hikes it out, so it doesn't flop in the breeze. If you're running from the wind, you can keep it a nice full sail, and among other uses. And hence is the windlass, and that's just a powered, it's just a electric motor that raise and lower the anchor. So we have an all-chain anchor rode, and these lines right here are snubbing lines, just to take the shock off of the anchor. But this isn't, we're not pulling too hard right now, but I keep the chain slack, and then these ropes take all that, so it's easier on the windlass. And yep, so and you can see the chain has painted mark on it, and that's just so I know how much chain I have out. So that right there, the pink is indicating the 100. So every 25 feet I put have color marking on there. So 25, 25, 50, and 75 is green, and then it goes to pink, pink, pink. So good friend Matt Williams helped me paint that in the middle of South Florida summer. Thank you, Matt. That was a brutal day. And I think that's it. Oh, about this thing. This is a radar roller. So that is so people can see us. Anybody with radar can bounce us off of there real well. And I think that's it for the exterior of Sanibel. And stay tuned and we'll do an interior video. Bye for now.